Okay, you just bought your brand new trailer. You're pulling it home for the first time. Your truck's handling it perfect because they put on the weight distribution hitch correctly, and you're happy as a camper. You pull into your driveway, you back it in, everything's going well, and then guess what? You found out there's a whole list of stuff that you still gotta buy that you forgot. The dealer tried to tell you, but you're trying to save a little bit of money, so you pass it all up. Alright, so let's start out with what you're gonna need, despite the recommendations of the dealer. So let's get into some of the accessories that you're gonna need for your first camping trip. Here we go. We're gonna kind of break this down. So now, the first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need water. Gotta have water. Drinking water, shower water, clean up water, dog water, whatever. You need water. So the first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a regulator. This is just an inline regulator. It's not adjustable. I also have, I upgraded this one, and only because I was an IT guy in my past life before I retired. This lets me know what the water pressure is, and it is adjustable. Either one works. Go for this one first. There's nothing wrong with it. Then you're going to have to figure out a way to filter your water. Who knows what's coming out of that water spigot? And you know what? You got to have clean water. You got to get rid of the sediment, debris, anything that's in those water lines. And believe me, your wife will appreciate it, and if your wife appreciates it and doesn't say anything, you know it's working. If it ain't working, she'll let you know the water tastes horrible. It's simple. Just buy one of these. That's all you need. Water hose. Give you a little bit of experience. I started out with the white drinkable water hose. Don't buy it. It's stiff, gets a little bit of cold, gets just a little chilly out. It's hard to roll up. And when it's cold, it does kink. And it's hard to store, because, especially when it's cold, because you got to make such big circles. So anyway, long story short, I do use a 0G. I have a 25 footer and a 50 footer. I normally only have to use a 25 footer, but just in case, I keep two of them, and this is my spare. I keep it in the garage just in case. So now you got water. You got clean water. You got water that's of proper pressure, won't blow anything off inside your rig, won't pop your water lines off the fittings. So now we got to have power. In my rig, I have an energy management system that's wired in internally. I had them do that when I bought it. Don't do that. Save your money. Buy a Hughes power watch. Buy a Hughes power watch, either 30 amp or 50 amp, whichever fits your trailer. You'll be much happier with it. You'll be able to plug it in and test your pedestal before you hook up your coach to it. The way I have to do it now is I have one of these I bought, and I got a video on it. I test my pedestal first before I plug in my power cord. And of course, you're either going to need a 30 amp or 50 amp cord, depending on your rig, to supply power from the pedestal to your RV rig. It's very simple. You shut off the breaker, you plug in the two sides. Once it's plugged in, you flip the breaker on, you got power. All right, so now we got water, we got power. Okay, now we got to get a stable unit out there. Our RV needs to be rock solid. When you walk on it, or your wife walks on, or your 70-pound dog jumps around inside the RV or your coach, it's got to be stable. So the first thing I do is I buy these rubber chocks. Don't buy the cheap yellow ones. Harbor Freight, reasonably priced. They're heavy. They won't blow away like the yellow ones. They'll outlast your rig, guaranteed. So that keeps your rig from moving. Now you got to level it a little bit, left to right. Go with these. These are awesome. They snap together. Like so. You can control the height. You back up to them. They just work. They're simple. They don't get dirty. You can punch out. You can just knock out the dirt, hose them off. Easy to clean, easy to store. We also use them for our stabilizers. We put them underneath our stabilizers to get the stabilizers so they're not extended quite as far. Also, when we're leveling it, I have some levelers that were put on at the factory or at the dealer. They put them on for us. I left the front to back and side to side. They're just little cheap level guides. So between the chocks, the hard rubber chocks, the leveling blocks that come together, the honeycomb, and the leveling pieces on the side, we're done. It's rock solid. It doesn't move. We're happy. It's not going anywhere. Okay, now we got the sewer piece. The one thing about the sewer, it's just a mess. That's all I'm going to say. No, sewer's not that bad. First thing you got to do with sewer is you got to put on some disposable throwaway gloves. Again, Harbor Freight. And I keep all my sewer stuff in this black tote. I kind of opened it up to bring it in to show you. It's going right back outside, believe me. We use a rhino hose. I have two things about this rhino hose. Number one, I keep one inside my bumper. I'll show you a picture of that. And I keep another one inside this box. I'd really like to get a tube and put it underneath my RV so I could put this hose in the tube underneath. The second thing you're going to want to buy is you're going to want to buy this clear elbow. Two things. Number one, as your debris is coming out of your black tank, you can see when it's starting to clear up. And you want to keep flushing that tank until it's clear. And I'm going to talk about flushing come next. But this allows you to see it. And then, of course, we flush the black tank first. Then we empty the gray tank, and the gray tank kind of cleans this out. But then we have the ability, we have sprayers to rinse our black tank. So I have a dedicated water hose that I just use for my black tank. Nothing else. It's black tank only. Does not touch my potable water. It's just for my black tank. I got an on-off valve. When I do flush my black tank, I did the math or calculated it out. I fill it for about 7 minutes of normal water. That gets it almost 3/4 full. Then I pull the black tank valve and it rinses it all out. Okay, one thing that we do to help out our black tank is we buy this TST Max. We get it at Walmart. It's cheap. It works. And there's lots of other brands on the market, but you need to put something in your black tank or it could become overwhelming. We've really never had a problem, but this is what we use. The other thing about it is we use regular old toilet paper. I know lots of people say you got to use RV specific toilet paper. The one thing I will say is you want to make sure you get the septic series on it, right there. And to be truthful, I've never gone into a Walmart or Costco or anywhere and found any toilet that was not septic safe. I'm sure it's out there, but I don't think as a consumer you can find anything that's not septic safe. Okay, the other thing we do, we carry a first aid kit. It's simple, it's basic, but it's a necessity. Get you a cheap first aid kit, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Costco, wherever. Get you a cheap one. Keep it in the RV. We keep one in the RV and one in the truck. We have one in both places. So that, anyway, first aid kit, absolutely a necessity. The other thing we do, this isn't a very good picture of it, but this is a damp rid. Maybe we can get a close-up picture. This one we haven't activated yet, but when we activate it, we throw it back in the corner of one of the closets and it absorbs water. You're going to be amazed how much water is in this damp rid container at the end of 2 or 3 months. It just absolutely amazes me. So do yourself a favor, get this. It will keep your wallpaper from peeling. It will keep your RV coach drier, and it's worth every penny of it. And you're gonna have to replace a couple of them a couple times a year. Okay, those are the basics that you need to get you started on your first camping trip. You got water, you got electricity, you got a way to clean out your sewers and your holding tanks. That's what you need to get started. You'll find lots of other things the more you travel, and the more times you go out. There's a whole list of other wants. Not a lot of needs, but a lot of wants. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you like what you're watching, please subscribe. And until we meet around the campfire, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.